Kia ora, Helen Brahms here coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling start to Shake It Up Saturday. Yes, this is the one day of the week where we do things out of routine. We do something new, we try something different. We just do something that we don't normally do on a Saturday. It's all about shaking it up. Yay! So I had a breakthrough last night. I had a breakthrough with Zeffie last night. I finally figured out one of her communication cues. So I was sitting out on the recliner last night, and something was on the Prime. Oh, Eureka! I've started watching Eureka series again because it's been a long time since I've seen that, and that's going on in the background. I'm doing the jigsaw puzzles on the iPad. Zeffie's taken herself off to bed, and then all of a sudden she appears next to my recliner, and she just sits there and looks at me. And I'm like, "Hey, sweetie girl, what do you want?" And she just sits there and goes, "Hmm." I go, "Okay, do you want to play?" Because I put my iPad down and put my feet down and like I'm going to play, and she just sits there and looks at me. Hmm. Well, this is weird. And I thought, well, she just come out of the bedroom. I says, "Do you need something?" So I got up and started walking towards the bedroom, and she followed me in. She jumped up on the bed and went to her little nest on the bed and just curled up, but had her head up. And I said, "Oh, do you want to be tucked in?" And she kind of starts lowering her head. So I pick up the blanket and she snuggles her nose in, so she's in a complete, that little curl up donut roll thing that they curl up into, and tucks her nose in. And as I put the blanket over her, and then not like, and I've been telling a friend this, that she's been doing this for a while, that when I throw the blanket over her, no matter how out to it she is when I do that, you wait a few seconds and she goes, and I waited a few seconds and she goes, and that's what she wanted. She wanted to be tucked in. She was ready to go to bed and she wanted to be tucked in. And that's what she, and so now I finally figured that when she disappears into the bedroom at night and then comes back about 30 minutes to an hour later and sits next to the chair looking at me like that, she wants me to get up and go and tuck her into bed with her blanket over her. So I was like, yes, I've made a breakthrough. Yay! Because trying to decipher some of her whines I'm getting used to, and realize that she does them at a certain time of the day, or like I know her hurry up one, because her hurry up one involves a lot of pacing up and down the RV. Um, and it's really funny because when I get dressed, she sees me starting to get dressed, so she runs out and goes and looks out the window and waits, and then she comes back to see how far along dressed I am. But as soon as she sees me put my jeans on or my leggings on, she's like starts running, like, "Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go." It's a constant thing. So now I screw up by getting dressed in different orders of things. Like I might get the top half dressed and then the bottom half dressed, or get the bottom half dressed and the top half dressed, or mix it. You just mix it up a little bit. She doesn't know what to do when I start doing that. But we got up. Actually, no, I had a very early start this morning. I was awake at 4:30 this morning. I thought, it's not really worth going back to sleep, but I might go read for a little bit. So I laid in bed and read for a little bit, and that was pretty cool. Finished the book I was reading, and they left it kind of with a cliffhanger, and I was like, "How dare you!" And I knew there was a third book in this series, and I was like, "Oh, I hate it when you leave a cliffhanger." So like looked at the clock; it was like 6. I thought, I got time to read some more, so I pulled up the third book and started reading that, and I thought, I was around 8 o'clock. I thought, I was started getting hungry. I thought, I'm just going to get up and go and have some breakfast. So I got up, had breakfast. Zeffie slept through the entire thing, and she's still asleep there. And so I was eating breakfast here, and I'm playing cards on the computer, listening to an audio book, and playing cards on the computer and stuff. And then I look up, and it's like 9:45, and I'm like, oh, I think I'll go have a shower now. So I got up, went and had a shower. And at that point, Zeffie sort of like puts her head out from underneath the blankets. So I say, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just going to go and have a shower, and then we'll get dressed and we'll go for a walk." So I think it was like around 10:20 when we finished for our walk. So we just got back from our walk. So we've been gone for almost an hour, just wandering around the park and all of that sort of thing, and had this nice, beautiful walk on a gorgeous morning with a slight breeze. So it was perfect. And now it's almost lunchtime, so we're going to have some lunch, and then we are into sorting out the lockers. So I know I've got stuff inside the RV that I've pulled out of the lockers. Well, all that stuff's going to be going back in, which means I basically have to pull everything out of the lockers that's already in there to get some things back in, like the drying rack, the little folding table that we have outside. The folding chairs and footstool are already away in their bags again. We did that last night while we were emptying the tanks, because I didn't do the tanks last night. So we did our evening walk, came back and emptied the tanks. Oh, and while we were on our evening walk last night, one of the people who reside here, she saw me outside, and so she came out at the dog park, and she lives opposite the dog park, and so she came out to talk to us. and found out that on Tuesday we're leaving. And she said, oh, she says, well, do you have about 30 minutes? I says, yeah, as soon as Zeffie finishes doing what she's doing. She says, because I got my pictures out from Africa that I was going to show you. I'm like, oh, that would be awesome. And she's such a sweetheart. She actually lost her hearing aid a few weeks ago. And when I was in the park at night, she comes over with a little flashlight. So I'm looking around with my flashlight. We could not find her because she thought she'd been over there with her dog and that might be where she had lost it. Could not find it. She told me it was golden color. And so I said, I'll keep an eye out for it. The next morning, I'm out walking Zeffie, and I walk past this mailbox just down the street from her, and there it is, and it's an empty site, and there it is sitting on top of the mailbox. So I take it back, and she has a little clipboard outside, so I just hung it on the clipboard for her. And she found out a few days later that I was the one responsible, that I was the one that had found it and put it there for her. So she's been very grateful about that since, and telling every time she sees me, she's got a group picture. Oh, that's Helen who I was telling about. She found my hearing aid. Remember when I fell down over there? And and so the whole story keeps coming out. But she's had these pictures of Africa that she's been wanting to show me. So we've set up a time to go over tomorrow morning and have a look at her pictures of Africa. So that's going to be a little fun thing to do tomorrow. And she's such a sweetheart. I mean, there's such great people here in this RV resort. And if it wasn't for the fact of the air quality that was here, I would consider buying in here and staying and using it as a home base. But because of the air quality in the area, it's playing havoc with my sinuses. It causes me to have breathing issues sometimes, depending on what the air quality is like. And especially when the wind gets up, we literally have to shut ourselves inside the RV. We cannot have any windows open when the wind really gets going, because there's just so much dust and crap swirling around that it gets, and some of it gets into the RV anyway, because the RV is not airtight. But we make it as airtight as we can. We might put the AC on to keep the air flowing in here. So it's it's a bit of a challenge. But if it wasn't for the air quality, I would definitely really seriously consider buying here, because it's such a great community and there's so many great people here as well. We've made we've made a few good connections while we've been here in the park with some of the people in the 5 months we've been here. So it's going to be a shame to leave it, but it is what it is, and I need some cleaner air to breathe. So we're just going to move to somewhere where the air's a little cleaner. But yeah, we're going to have a couple of weeks at one camp resort, which I've got to go book today. So I must write that down. Book campground. And then around the middle of the month, we're heading back to San Diego for a few days, because I've got to get my lockers, my storage units ready to clear out. Then I'll have the movers come in while I'm there. Then I'll head back to Arizona and probably to another campground, because I don't think I'm going to find somewhere to move into when I get back from there except another campground. So yeah, we're still looking for a home base. Eileen's been awesome. She keeps me updated on all the stuff that's going on, which is awesome. And tells me of anything that comes on the market that's within my area that she knows I'm probably going to like. So I love that about her. But yeah, so what are you doing today to shake up your Saturday? We are getting ready for a road trip. It's only going to be less than 50 miles up the road. We're only going like 48 miles, but hey, this is what it is. And then from there, we'll start planning our trip back to California, figure out where we're going to stay when we're in San Diego, and take it from there. There's one campground that I like the location. I kind of like where it's located because of its vicinity to the storage unit, to the grandkids. The problem is that they're getting too pricey, and the area just doesn't demand that price. So, it's sort of like the area that it's in has gone downhill since I last stayed there. And but yeah, so I really don't want to stay there unless I really absolutely have to. But we shall see. Who knows what's going to happen? And but yeah. So what are you doing to shake up your Saturday? What are you doing that is out of your normal Saturday routine? And sorry about my hair, but it is annoying the heck out of me this morning. It was Stetson here earlier. I just took my Stetson off, and this is it. Should have brushed it. Hang on. Instant hair change. Huh. Yes, that's going to come in handy for when we get out there in the lockers. That's so much better. I hate having things on my face. Yeah, what are you doing to shake up your Saturday? So what are you doing that's different, that's out of the norm, that you don't normally do on a Saturday? Are you visiting with family and friends today? Are you taking different routes to go somewhere? Are you trying something new? We are going to be packing up the RV, and that's basically probably try and get over to the laundry today because I want to get all the towels and sheets washed, and I can't do them in my hand basin. So my hand basin's not that big. So I've got to go do the large stuff at the laundry, and I'll try and get that done today. But in truth, it'll probably get done tomorrow. Just putting it out there as it is. It'll probably get done tomorrow. But it definitely has to get done before we leave, because I like putting clean sheets on the bed the day before we leave. So when we get to a new place, I can go have a nice clean shower and climb into bed and know that I've got clean sheets on the bed. Especially if I've been staying in one place for a while and I'm going to a new place, I kind of like to do that. So yes, so I might have to do another load on Monday for the sheets. Yeah, I don't want to leave it to the last minute. So it'll either be today or tomorrow. We'll see how we feel after getting all the lockers done. If I get the lockers done today and I get the inside mainly packed, that is going to be a huge win for me. So we're out of here. Time for lunch. Then we're into packing lockers. Have a super fantastic sparkling Shake It Up Saturday. Let us know in the comments below what you're doing today to shake up your Saturday. And we will catch you guys later today. Heck on out.